Okay, group, this is our day 2 extra practice for our parallel line proofs. And so here we are proving that angle 4 is congruent to angle 5 given that line L and line M are parallel. So line L parallel to line M will be our first statement with the reason that it was given. Okay, next we're going to use this first angle to help us out. So we're trying to prove that angle 4 is congruent to angle 5. That's our goal. So we're going to tie angle 4 to another angle. So it doesn't really matter what you choose to tie it with. I'm going to go ahead and do 4 and 2. So angle 4 and angle 2, if those are congruent, those are what we call vertical angles. Okay, so vertical angles are congruent. And then since we've tied 4 to 2 and we want to tie 4 to 5, all we have to do is tie 2 and 5 together. And so angle 2 and angle 5 are corresponding angles. So we can use corresponding angles are congruent. So now that we've tied 4 and 2 and 2 and 5, that must mean 4 and 5 are congruent by the transitive property. Okay, number 2. We have already written for us the given, and then what we're trying to prove, angle 4 is congruent to angle 8. So we're going to start with angle 4, and we'll tie angle 4 and let's say angle 4 and angle, oh, it doesn't matter, angle 2. Let's do that. Angle 4 and angle 2. Those are vertical angles again. Okay, and then we want to tie, since we want to prove that 4 and 8 are congruent, we need to tie 2 and 8 together. 2 and 8 are alternate exterior angles. Okay, so alternate exterior angles are congruent, and then we can do 4 and 8 by the transitive property. Okay, number 3. This one we are given some options. So if we look at number 3 with our options, we're trying to prove that angle 2 is congruent to angle 7. And we are given that L is parallel to M. So L parallel to M with our given, 2 and 7 is what we're trying to prove. So we can get rid of those. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and start with angle 2 and see if we can tie that to anything. So if we tie 2 and 5 together, 2 and 5 are corresponding. We have that here. And then we would have to tie 5 to 7. And 5 and 7 are vertical angles, and that's an option that we have here. So let's go ahead and run with that. So angle 2, congruent to, what did we say? Angle 5. And that's because of corresponding. Okay, and then 5 and 7. Corresponding. Okay, so 5 and 7 are vertical angles. Okay, and then obviously our transitive property comes last.